evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will speak to you today about yoga and, well, the different kinds of yoga there are and what effect I believe it can have on our lives. So, yoga has a very long tradition in the Indian culture, and there are many different styles. We know of Kundalini Yoga, where the main focus is on breathing. We know of Yin Yoga, where we keep each pose for 5 minutes. There is Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, where you are always in a movement, the so-called flow. And we know of the Hatha Yoga, which is much slower and works on different positions. And of course, there are still many more that I don't know of. But while all these styles are quite different, they base on the same principles. So discipline, steadiness, focus and commitment are very important values in the yoga mentality. Yoga in the West, for example in Germany or in the US or the UK, is often conceived as a form of exercise or sport for your body to keep yourself fit, to keep yourself, well, beautiful, to have a nice figure. But actually, in its real sense, yoga is an exercise for your mind. It teaches you how to stay focused. It teaches you to be disciplined. It teaches you to commit yourself to one cause. It teaches you the limitations of your own body, as well as your personality. It can show you what parts of your body and parts of your personality you might have to work on. Am I somebody who maybe lacks in focus? Or do I have problems because my knees can't bend so well? So it's not only about our bodies, it's very, very much about our mind. And you can benefit through a regular yoga practice, not only by getting fitter or getting more flexible, but also getting fitter and more flexible in mind. And these effects that it has on your body and on your mind, it will have for you in future. You can benefit from these effects even in old age. So research has shown, or if you know of older yogis, you will see they're more fit in mind, not only in body. I find that I came to know myself better. I find that I came to be much more confident, not only with my body, because I know maybe with this certain pose I'm able to do it. I'm confident that I can. And this, to be confident that I can do something with my body, is also a reflection of my mind. I'm confident that I can do and achieve certain goals. So if I can achieve this, I'm very, very sure that every one of you can achieve this in its own way. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll make it short, but I'll make it thorough. When you think about the structure of society, the structure of how we live together, and when you then compare this image to what our society could look like, the discrepancy will not only render you sad, but will render you angry. Why is it that those who clean the toilets, those who do the work that nobody wants to do, are neither well paid nor well respected? Should not every single one of us be grateful for clean restrooms and thus express his or her gratefulness in both respect and a fair salary? Some people suggest a minimum wage, but I think that is not enough and also superfluous. Why superfluous? Given a basic income granted to everyone, those who clean our restrooms are not financially obliged to accept every salary, and thus to accept every job, be it as low as you can even imagine. What is automatically created is a market as we know it in the sense of supply and demand. But since the basic income already grants dignity to every one of us, this system based on supply and demand is based on dignity rather than profit and exploitation. Thanks so much. Yeah?
Yep.
So we came here today and actually thought we would do some Hatha yoga, some Ashtanga yoga, some more exercise-based yoga. But then we found out this is a place to train not specifically the whole body, but specific parts of your body and specifically your mind, in the sense that you train your voice. In my situation that comes in very handy because I often have the problem that people don't understand me, which I sometimes interpret as them not listening to me, but mostly it's the case, I assume, that I'm also not speaking clearly. So with what I've learned today and with the manual we got here, I think I'll try to train a little more on speaking clearly, speaking loudly, and expressing myself in a more articulate way. And we'll see how that goes over the next weeks. I'll let you know. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yes.
So the same for me. I had something very, very different in mind before we came here, but I thought this class was very interesting, very amazing. I think I've learned a lot, and if I think about what maybe it can do for me in future, especially for me soon working as a doctor, communication is everything. So not only communication with my fellow doctors or with fellow nurses, where even very slight misunderstandings can have very great damages or can cause very severe problems, but also in communication with the patient, because often we have old patients who obviously don't hear so well anymore, or also, you know, us medical doctors, we have a certain way of talking, we have a certain vocabulary that not everybody will understand. So I think it's very good to, for some moments, focus on what is communication, how can I communicate more clearly, how can I make it easier for people to understand me, which is for me, in my field of work, will be very, very important. So I enjoyed this class a lot, and I think I will embrace what I've learned today. Thank you.